everybody. Thank you, X-Men Superfan. Always so generous, Emma. It's lovely to see all of you. I thought, I'm working on an Oscar video for tomorrow. A lot of editing. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my shirt, Nick. So I thought we'd do a good oh, my jumper. Oh, somebody's from the UK always, or UK inspired. Yes, I always think of that Tom Hardy clip where he was flirting with a reporter and saying, I like your jumper. So I thought hey, Dagai Tai. Oh, well, look at you with your badge. I'm glad you came back. So yes, we're going to do an Ask Me Anything today for about an hour. And so I think, it'll be a good opportunity for me not only to answer a lot of your questions, but also to make sure I answer some non-super chats. If you're not a member, get on in here, baby. And we'll have a really nice conversation. It's going to be great, Ben 10. I love your enthusiasm. Love your positivity. Let's see. I'm glad you made it too, Theater Kid. So does anybody have anything they want to ask me? Wow, Madav's coming out and chose violence right out of the gate. Grace, what is the chance of restoring the Snyderverse? Well, I guess never say never, but I'd say it's like 99% not going to happen. And it certainly wouldn't happen anytime in the near future. It might happen at a further date, like if 10 years from now, it would have to be like that long. Like 10 or 15 years from now, Warner Brothers is like, we need something to get people to come on over to our streaming service, just like they did the first time with the Snyder Cut. Well, then maybe that'll happen. Charles says, how good is the Gen V season finale? Episode 7 was great, wasn't it? I think it was slightly disappointing. I'm going to make a video about Gen V next week when it finally does wrap the season. But I thought that, we'll talk about it. But I think 7 is the best episode of the season. Oh, Chico, you're in Germany? You're in Germany? That's great. NGN8 says, hey, Grace, been busy lately and missed the lives, but I always watch later. Yay! Thanks for being such a positive, uplifting presence. It means a lot. What a nice thing to say. I'm so glad you feel that way. And then Glenn says, there's so much negativity these days. I was just talking to somebody about it. I was like, just everything is just like shock value and nothing has any meaning anymore because everybody just has to get your attention for 30 seconds. I was like feeling pretty bleak about society. Glenn says, do you know when you were seeing Wicked for Good? I'm excited to cover it too, but I don't know exactly when that's going to be. It'll probably be a week or two before it's released. That's typically when the all media screenings are, and those are the kind of screenings that I go to. They might, because I'm a Critics' Choice member, might have some kind of maybe, it opens before we even start voting for nominees. So I think that, I'll get the all media invite. Hey, Mandy. Mandy, I think you interact with me a lot on Twitter, right? So it's nice to see you over here. Let's see here. Hey, Sienna. All right, hold on. Oh, Jesse says, if you can't have McDonald's nuggets, what is your second best option after... I can't have McDonald's nuggies. I thought you meant what was my second order at McDonald's. That would be the Filet-O-Fish. Thank you very much. I'm a little nervous about eating McDonald's beef. Otherwise, the quarter pounder with cheese is quite good. But I like Perdue chicken nuggets. I know some people who like the shapes, not me. I like the regular Perdue chicken nuggets, not any of the other kinds because they don't taste right. But a Perdue chicken nugget cooked for 12 minutes out of the freezer is pretty freaking incredible. Let's see here. Doom says, will the Michael Jackson movie save Hollywood? Well, if it's good, I hope it's good. I mean, that movie has a lot of hoops to jump through and a lot of obstacles. It has to be good. It has to do Michael Jackson justice, but at the same time, it needs to be fair to him. And that's very tricky. That's a tough thing to ask when his family's involved. So let's see. Noir Noel says, hey, Grace, been wondering if you've ever get into other video games or cutscenes. I'm thinking for upcoming adaptations like Resident Evil. Well, I'm definitely planning to do the cutscenes for Grand Theft Auto and also the Wolverine game when that comes out. Stuff like that. Jose says, I'm visiting New York from California in 1 week. Is the AMC Lincoln Square IMAX really that good? It's real and it's spectacular, to quote Terry Hatcher on Seinfeld. It is that incredible. You might be, I mean, first of all, whenever I go on vacation, I always, especially to another country, but I mean, you're still in the United States, but I like to go to the movies and I like to go to a supermarket. My mom actually came up with that because it's really great to see how people live in a different country. It's such a fun thing to do. But I think that if you're ever in New York City, a pilgrimage, if you would all care about movies, a pilgrimage to the AMC Lincoln Square IMAX is a must. X-Men Superfan says, hey Grace, do you think The Crown handled Princess Diana's death respectfully? I do. I think particularly with that incredible performance by Elizabeth Debicki. They humanized Diana in a way that Princess Diana couldn't even do. It was really I thought it was amazing. Josh says, are you excited about the Vampire Lestat? I am excited. I love the drama as much as the next person, but I hope there's a lot of story too. I think, Lestat is all about drama. So maybe I'm curious to see what the show looks like now that it focuses on him instead. I don't know, maybe a little bit of Lestat goes a long way, right? Just like Homelander. I think those characters and performances are very similar. Adam Sphere says, you did think of a question. How bad is it not to have a superhero movie in the top 10? I'm assuming you mean for the box office for the year. It's really bad. It should be a wake-up call to the people producing superhero movies. I'm not saying that the genre can't recover. I think a lot will be resting on Avengers Doomsday. If Avengers Doomsday is a return to form, the genre is saved. Especially after such a long break. If Avengers Doomsday has more of the same problems, that's going to be real bad for the genre. David, I do plan on watching Sentimental Value. I got to be a responsible awards voter. Thank you very much. And that is definitely a front runner. Let's see. Jared says, hey Grace, do you have a Disney World project you're looking forward to the most? Monstropolis, South America and Animal Kingdom, Villains Land, Cars Land? I'm not a big Cars Land fan, although the ride's pretty good. Villains Land, after I went to Dark Universe in Universal and found out that it wasn't as much fun as I thought it would be, you're like, I actually don't like being in a dark and scary world for that much time. I'm not sure if Villains Land is going to work out, actually. I think Disney might have been a little bit too quick on that one. They should have gone to Dark Universe and been like, does anybody actually even like it here? I think it's tied between Monstropolis because of the hanging roller coaster. I mean, I remember seeing Monsters, Inc. when it came out, and everyone at the time being like, that should be a roller coaster. So I'm glad that it's finally happening. I mean, I hope it's as good as they're promising. Like, they have some really cool concept videos and renderings, but, again, let's see what the final thing looks like. But I have to say, I'm very excited for South America and Animal Kingdom. The Encanto section, a new Indiana Jones. I mean, I think that's going to be great stuff. Swifty, thanks for your love yet again. You were so nice on yesterday's stream. Yes, I am excited for Supergirl for sure. I'm a little nervous that James Gunn recently said it was like Guardians of the Galaxy and very cosmic. I really think that DC needs to be its own thing, and it needs to feel like it's its own thing. I thought Superman did feel like its own thing. So I'm hoping that he's just doing a bad job promoting it. And I'm just like nervous. Let's see here. Carrie says, what do you think Ben Affleck's Batman movie would have been about, and which Batman characters would have been in Ben Affleck's? Well, he said he wanted to do Carrie. He said he wanted to do, remember, a Deathstroke movie and something about Arkham. So he probably would have had Batman fighting a lot of different villains. I mean, it sounded like a really good idea. That's just too bad that it didn't work out. Jolene, I'm honored you want me to do a mini review of The Diplomat season 3. It's so good. I'm glad you enjoyed episode 1. It just gets crazier from there. I think it's an incredible show with some of the best female characters ever, certainly on television and movies right now. As I recently said on Movie Math, Allison Janney is the first time I've seen a really positive and still formidable depiction of a female president. And I like that she's somewhat evil. It's realistic. Why can't female political characters be up to no good? All right. Nick says, do any of the, you really like Gen V, do any of the Gen V characters have a chance of showing up in The Boys in a meaningful way? Well, if Marie Moreau doesn't show up in The Boys season 5, I don't know what we're doing here. So I would assume that is a must. Oh, Chico, oh boy, you're touring Europe. You're going to go to Disneyland Paris next week. Is it worth visiting Walt Disney Studio Park? Because I want to do the park hoppers, but my auntie thinks it's tiring. Oh, your poor auntie. Well, why don't you tell her she can take a break, and you can put her at a very nice restaurant to relax and be like, I'm going to run over to the other park and go on some rides. I don't know what the line situation is like right now. You should look into that. I would do one park and make sure you can do it well. I think that Walt Disney Studios does not have very much in it, to be honest with you, but when I was there, it was still largely very much under construction. So I'm not sure what the current state of it is. Let's see here. Hey, Sienna Rose. Let's see here. Paul, I think Only Murders in the Building is okay this season. It got better as it went on, but I'm not loving the guest stars this season. 13 Living It says, Grace, are you going to watch Alice in Borderland and or watch Chilling Adventures? I did watch Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I thought that was a great show. But I've not watched Alice in Borderland. Although this season I've seen people talking about it, so it's picking up. Oh, let's see. Hold on, I'm making sure I try not to skip too much anything. Oh, thank you for all your lovely questions. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I shouldn't take so long to answer questions. Let me try and go a little faster. Oh, thank you, Emilio. Thank you, Wiki Nomad. Oh, I'm missing all these nice things. Okay. You put up your Christmas tree already, 5Js? That's amazing. I admire the commitment. I too love Christmas. Theater Kid says favorite fast food restaurant. It would be a tie between McDonald's and Taco Bell. Hold on 1 second. Oh, 1 second. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty. That's so weird. I've never had that issue during a live stream. I apologize for that. Okay. Atomsphere, I don't eat cereal actually, and the reason I don't eat cereal is because I don't drink milk anymore, which is crazy. I used to drink milk a lot when I was growing up. It's very good for you when you're a child, but somebody told me that dairy wasn't a good thing to have, so I don't really have dairy anymore. I mean, occasionally I'll treat myself to some ice cream or something, but you know, that's not something I do. Ghost Hound says, Grace, do you think making kids the main characters in a Neutron movie or a TV show would help grow its... No, I don't... Hollywood always thinks that. Hollywood is like, oh, what if it starred kids? Then kids would relate to it. And that's not true. You know? That's not how it works. I think kids relate to adult characters. So I think that's always a mistake. Let's see here. Alex says, hi, will you be watching or possibly reviewing Eternity? No. That looks, I mean, I'm glad that people are excited about it. I know a lot of it is because of Elizabeth Olsen, but I think it's a ridiculous choice to ask someone to choose between two people that they married when they were alive. Let's see here. Oyster Base says, hi Grace, it's my 12-month anniversary with BTT. Hooray! And on behalf of the Gay Coalition, oh, thank you. You want me to go watch Industry? Oh, I appreciate that. I don't think that's going to happen, but I appreciate it. I mean, it's not a big show in terms of the space that I'm in, and I'm watching so much content. Um, I don't really have, I think, the bandwidth to take that show on. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Let's see here. Adam Sphere says, what's your next international trip? You never know. But I would really love to go to Japan. And interestingly, Tatson says that Japanese convenience stores or something else. I'd love to go to Japan, to go to Tokyo Disney, to go and see Tokyo and to be immersed in such a different culture. I think that would just be an incredible experience. Your little brother Gabriel says, do you think the Masters of the Universe movie next will be successful? I don't know. It's got Jared Leto in it. He does seem to be a curse. I hope it's good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Masters of the Universe fan base anymore. I think that they've really splintered them with doing very different takes on the animation. So it's hard to know, how it's going to go. And then 80s Model says, are you planning to release the Stranger Things review over the holidays or all at once? I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I got to see if they give me screeners. Hopefully they'll give me screeners for the earlier parts. I mean, they don't have to. I mean, Netflix knows that it doesn't matter what the reviews are or if a single person covers it in advance. They know it's their biggest show. So they're just going to, I'm just prepared for them to hang me out to dry. So I think probably my coverage of part 1 might be difficult. I might have to maybe review it the Monday after Thanksgiving, which isn't too bad maybe. And then, the other stuff is like between Christmas and New Year's, which isn't so bad, and then right after New Year's. So that should make that a little bit easier. The one thing I'm worried about is the one that drops on Thanksgiving. MD Carver, I have not read Lestat. As I've told you guys, I think I've mentioned before, I do not read books anymore because I have a very obsessive compulsive side to me that has to finish things. And so it makes me binge shows. I have to finish them. I have to finish a book. And reading a long book makes me very antisocial. So I gave up reading long form content because I didn't like what it did to my interacting with other people. Ryan, you made it. I love it. Theater Kid, I agree that Ariana Grande would be a wonderful Audrey Hepburn. Just magical. But she's got to be careful not to be overexposed. She has to pick her projects very carefully and really go for the ones that I think would help her. Although I think Judy Jetson and Audrey Hepburn are great choices. Mr. Orion says, hope you're having a great day. I hope you are too. Would you reshoot Jared Leto scenes in Masters of the Universe? Well, how much is he in it? Like, is it just voice work? I don't know. It's pretty bad. But then I worry about what I'm really shocked that they hired him because when they hired him, he was already a problem. I would consider it, I guess. I would take a look and, I'd be like, Jared Leto, how much do I have to pay you to go away? Like, for you not to say anything. I'd be like, what would it cost for you not to go on social media and say you were really disappointed with the way things turned out? I'm sure there is a number. Hee hee. Keith! Oh, I always love that you have your BTT shirt on in your picture. Proud of my new badge. Did not watch Peacemaker Season 2 after not caring for Season 1, but your vids were so good. I felt like I was kept in the loop. I'm so glad I was able to help you that way. That makes me feel very nice. Medev wants to know my exact size television. I don't know what size my TV is. It's big. It was hard for me to carry. Well, I didn't have to carry it, but I did have to set it up, and it was tough. It's pretty big, It's like, I think it's respectable, thank you very much. And it is on a TV stand now. Sienna, I'm not sure if Frankenstein will be good. I'm seeing it this weekend. I really have high hopes. I'm excited. AK Channel TV says, any Batman tea? We've been in a drought for the last 3 years. We have. I just want them to answer the question as to who the villain is. I'm really nervous it's the Court of Owls. Let me tell you, the Court of Owls are very popular in comic books, but I think they're not going to be popular with the movie-going audience. I am not a Court of Owls fan. I think they're boring, like hoot hoot, whatever, I don't care. And I don't like, how many Are we going to drag both Batman and Superman's parents through the mud? I'm not enjoying it. All right, let's see here. Oh, well, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Elliot. You're right. That'll be huge. Let's see here. But that's not technically a Marvel movie. Theater Kid says, what's your favorite Disney ride? It would have to be Peter Pan, just for nostalgia's sake. And just, I think that's the most quintessential Disney ride. Ben says, did you see my Aneka Needham fan cast for Wonder Woman? As for who, though? If it's Wonder Woman? I'm not quite sure who Aneka Needham is off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up. Let's see here. Adams Fair says, favorite Meryl Streep movie? I don't know. Devil Wears Prada off the top of my head. She's very good at that. Wiki Nomad says, would you ever do a video for other theater experiences like 4DX, RPX, ScreenX, iPods? That's tough, you know? I mean, that has a lot of overhead, a video like that. You know, you have to hire a crew. I don't have a crew on retention, so I'd have to go find a crew or hire the crew. For, you know, and it would be very expensive just for a one-time project, you know. So, and then I have no guarantee of how that video would perform. So that's a significant issue. But I appreciate the suggestion. Brett, yes, that's right, Brett. Yay, live stream. X-Men Superfan says, do you think the best episodes of The Crown are the ones focusing on Princess Margaret? No, I liked all the episodes. I thought they gave real depth to all of the royal family. I really liked that show. I wish they would have continued. Classic Movie Lover says, should Jared Leto retire? He could go on an apology tour. You know, I mean, there are professional people who know how to get out of being canceled. Well, I mean, obviously not anybody can escape it, or, you know, more people would get uncanceled. But there are crisis counselors, you know, PR crisis counselors who can walk you through something like this. And, you know, the movie didn't do zero. So, I mean, he didn't keep 33 or 30 million people away. So he can still sell a decent number of tickets. I thought, you know what I would suggest to Jared Leto? He must have enough money by now. I really think he needs to go back to the acting that he was doing that gave him the opportunities that he has now. You know, like I was going back, I told you, I think yesterday, and watching old clips from Dallas Buyers Club. And I saw a number of people in the comments. I wanted to see what the more recent comments were. And a number of people were like, you know, he is a really good actor. Even now they were saying that. And so I think that if he were to go back to trying to do some real acting, and get back to the craft, and, you know, maybe acknowledge in a way that would get him in jail, you know, maybe he hasn't always handled himself the best way, maybe he could move forward. Muma says, what is the best and hardest thing about being a YouTube content creator? Well, the best thing is getting to interact with all of you. I really love that. I think it's you know, made me more empathetic as a person. I think it has widened my scope and my my train of thought. It's just been really incredible, and so I feel very, very lucky, you know. So that's the best thing, interacting with people through this channel. The hardest thing is, you know, you gotta make the donuts every day. You know, I always say you start every day with 0 views, and you know, coming up with ideas for videos, trying to make sure that you keep it interesting. You know, I think that is, you know, hard. Oh, Enter for None wants to point out that James Gunn has not been very supportive of Chris Pratt lately. Now that the latter is championing I don't think Chris Pratt championed RFK Jr. I think that I think Chris Pratt went a little too far, but it was more like, oh, he's okay, you know. I mean, I think he only said like one thing, and maybe a lot of people picked it up, so that's why it seemed like maybe he said more than he did. But I think, you know, I think James Gunn is like very focused on his own stuff. And so I think if Chris Pratt isn't directly factoring into that right now, that's just why he's probably not on his mind. Clev says, what films do you wish never had sequels? That's easy. Joker. Totally destroyed that first film, which was, I thought, incredible. Joseph says, thoughts on the new Masters of the Universe movie? Again, we'll see how it does. I'm not sure how it's going to perform. I have to see it first. Oh my goodness, I'm really behind on these questions. Hold on. Hey, Fuego. All right. So, Dream says, hi, Grace. Do you think Amazon seems to be backing Master of the Universe in theaters but pushing Voltron to streaming? Thundercats next? Well, let's see how these other movies do. And then they might decide to maybe do more with, if these movies do well, Hollywood will go, people love 80s IP. And they'll go and they'll pick everything up really quickly. We'll see. We'll see how everything does. I mean, they know the quality of the films that they're making. If they feel it's a streaming movie, it probably definitely is a streaming movie. Ben, you're even in France. You should go to Disneyland Paris. It's magical. Madav, I'm getting more excited about the Harry Potter series. I mean, there is a part of me, like everybody else, that goes, why? What's the point? But I am curious. And I had such a good time rewatching the Harry Potter movies over the holidays. It made me more of a Harry Potter fan than I was before. Adam Sears said, HBO under-deliver this year. I think they haven't had as many Sunday. I mean, you guys haven't seen Welcome to Derry yet, and I can't talk about it until Wednesday. So that's all I'll say. What's my favorite Taco Bell meal, Dream? I like the bean burrito, and then I like the crunchy taco, whatever taco is wrapped in a soft taco. I always get chicken. I always swap into chicken. I like to get those too. You're at Taco Bell right now, Rashad? I love it. Let's see here. Almond milk, Jesse. I use almond milk to make macaroni and cheese, but I don't want to drink almond milk in cereal. Let's see here. Sienna says, why did Kiss of a Spider Woman underperform so badly? Well, total lack of advertising, for one thing. The movie only being medium. And also, I think J-Lo's in a really bad spot right now. Let's see here. NGN8 says, why don't you stream on YouTube and Twitch? You could have a whole new audience there. Well, I was streaming on Twitch for a while. I don't know. I worry about siphoning away, viewers from YouTube, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think Twitch is a little edgier. So I'm not sure. I was on Twitch for a little bit, actually. Let's see here. Dream says, what is your favorite Diane Keaton movie? Well, I watched Something's Gotta Give in her honor on Sunday night, and I had a nice time with it. X-Men Superfan says, what LGBT characters would you like to see in the DCU? And what do you think of the representation it has had until now? Well, Harley and Ivy are obviously a really fantastic pair, a couple, and I think I'd like to see that jump to live action. I think we're ready. I think the animated show is great, but I think that would be a good next step. Oh, Tatson. Thanks for thinking of me when you were in Tokyo. I'm so glad you had a good time, and I'm also very jealous. Oasis is currently in Japan? Oh, in the Ghosts of Yotai, in the game. That's funny. You had me going there for a minute. SMR Ghosts, I would love to see a number of places in Tokyo, but it's very far to get there, so I can't take off too much time, so I have to, plan it very carefully. I don't even know where Kyoto is. Maybe it's easy to go to. The movie next says, Grace, it's slow right now. Would you use a cheat sheet of episodes for Clone Wars? Also for the BTT highest level, could we vote? Which show you go back to? I already watched the Clone Wars cheat sheet, right? It was great. I got ready. That's how I got ready for Ahsoka and stuff. They sure are taking their sweet time on Ahsoka season 2. Let's see here. Jay says you should see the cherry blossoms in Japan in April. That would be great to go, but April's a little bit. I don't know. I have to find a time that I could take off from work, which is a big part of because it's a big chunk of time to go to Japan. Jolie Vare says, what is your favorite thing that you are casually watching? A friend turned me on to On Brand from Jimmy Fallon, and I got to tell you, I kind of like it. I was really reluctant. I was like, this show seems stupid. It's got Boz on it from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I was like, and then I started to watch it, and I was like, this is excellent. I love this show. So I'm enjoying it. Tammy says, Grace, have you heard anything about the new Del Toro Frankenstein movie? Not yet, but I'll be seeing it very soon, so I'll be able to talk about it. Let's see here. Jonas says, hi, Grace. I made it to the live stream. Hooray! It's been a bad day at work. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Do you have tickets for the Gaga Mayhem Ball's new dates? Oh, did you... What? I'm not sure if you mean sickening in a good or a bad way. I'm sorry you're having a bad day at work, but I hope that Lady Gaga situation cheered you up, maybe? Let's see here. Joseph said, would you like to see Arnold Schwarzenegger do another Conan movie? Nah, I think Arnold's kind of canceled too. He's doing streaming movies now. He actually has a Christmas movie coming out with Alan Ritchson, right? Yeah, like where he's Santa. Let's see how that performs. Maybe Jared Leto should do streaming, although nobody watched We Crashed either. Jerome says, did you see the film is fabulous? Company's Doctor Who archive experts are close to securing some sets of... I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I'm very happy for Doctor Who fans. Zay, I haven't heard anything about the new Moana movie, but I hope Dwayne Johnson, he was doing that movie where he plays someone called Chicken Man with Benny Safdie, and nobody wanted it after the Smashing Machine flopped. So United Artists finally picked it up. That should have been a sign that they shouldn't make it. I don't know. I love Dwayne Johnson. I think he's great, but sometimes he just gets an idea and he won't let it go. Like with DC, even though everybody's like, doing the Breaking Bad meme of screaming from the back of the car, like, no, stop it. You're making a horrible mistake. And he's like, I want to do it real bad. Let's see here. City Swinger says, hi, Grace. Are you excited for the upcoming Highlander movie next year? I love the original, and I hope it brings the nostalgia back. Well, I'm not a Highlander fan. I've actually never seen Highlander. But I'm very curious to see if Chad Stahelski can have success outside of John Wick, and if Henry Cavill can finally deliver a box office success outside of his DC work. So that'll be very interesting, I think. Riley says, would it be funny if Kathleen Kennedy would get Mando to $1 billion where Feige has failed to launch his Disney Plus based movies? Let's see. Let's see what happens with The Mandalorian and Grogu. Let's see when they have like a full real trailer. Let's see here. I'm very far behind on the chat. Yes. Bennixon says, how does the box office work with movies passes? Do studios get less money? I'm not sure how it works. Nobody knows, and we're afraid to ask. Part of me thinks that maybe the movie theater makes up the difference, right? And it's worth it to them to get you to come in and buy merch and popcorn buckets and food. I'm not sure how it works. Brady, I got to see the Scream 7 trailer, and then I'll be a little bit more excited. All right, let me go back. Let's see here. Shay, what's The Gifted? That sounds familiar to me, but I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head. Heinrich, is that the Fox X-Men show? No, I don't. If that's what you're talking about, I did not care for it. I only think I watched the first episode. Heinrich, it was a long time ago, says, hey, Grace, what did you think about the Boot series on Netflix? As a member of the LGBTQ in the military, you found it so relatable and felt, oh, that's wonderful. I've been hearing good things about Boots, but I haven't watched it. But I'm really glad that it connected with you. Hey, Kareem. Oh, look at Ryan saying, boo Jimmy Fallon. What do you want from me? It's a good show. Let's see. Swifty says, have you watched Coda? I have not watched Coda. I missed that one. Oh, Dame went to Athens. Greg, you read all 1,100 pages of it for Welcome to Derry. I got to tell you, I think you'll feel it was time well spent. And then X-Men Superfan says, do you think Disney should step up and deliver more musicals? More animated musicals? Yes. Warren says, what's your best, worst case Avatar 3 box office? That's a great question, Warren. Okay. Best case, it's over $2 billion and matches the first two movies. Worst case is it doesn't even reach $1 billion. And I feel like with the way things are going right now, that's a real possibility. I mean, it could even that's crazy. It could make $900 million, and I think everybody would be like, oh no, it's over. So let's just see what happens. Jacob says, how can movie studios balance increasing action scenes while lowering the budget? Well, I'm worried they're going to say AI is the answer to that. I'm not sure. I wish more people would take back end deals and not have to insist on getting paid up front. Madav says, will Harry Potter be the next Game of Thrones? Let's see how good it is. Let's see. I don't think so. If it was a new story, it could be. I already says, I think it's important to be able to come back from mistakes, but I also think some public figures should learn to bow out gracefully. Well, it's really tricky because, I think you have to think about, like, has someone, like there are people who have been sued and have had to deal with the police, but I don't believe that Jared Leto has had any of that stuff happen to him. So, it's really hard. I do believe in, innocent until proven guilty. I mean, although also where there's a lot of smoke, there's fire. So it's really, it falls on the person to get rid of some of that smoke, right? But, I think you just have to be really careful. I think it's really tough. Riley still says, if Gunn can't pull Ivy or other female Batman villains into the movie space, I don't think DC will be successful. What does he have against superpowered women? I don't know, Riley. Sometimes he writes really good women. He did a great job with Lois Lane. I just honestly, as I've said before, I think James Gunn adapts what interests him as a comic book fan. And I don't think he's a big fan of female comic book characters, clearly, or he would be doing more with them, right? But I think unfortunately, a lot of male readers feel the same way. Not a ton of them. I know a lot of you aren't like that. And it's not wrong if you are. I mean, it's just the way things are. I can't make someone be interested in something or not interested in something. It's like, that's why audiences are important and why you have to do your research. And it's not, somebody shouldn't watch something because they should. It's the onus falls on the creator to come up with something that will make someone change their mind. But yeah, I do think that the general audience, if he wants to have those mega hits, he needs to have great female characters. All right, I got about 15 minutes left here. You're here, Wanda Zaterna. You made it. I just saw you there. Oyster Bay says Lois Lane wasn't written with a female perspective. That's true. He's working with this female writer who he plucked out of nowhere, Anne Nogueira or something. And so let's see what she does. Let's see if she's a good addition to the team. But that's an excellent point. Although I do not want to fall into the, I don't want to say that only women can write for women and only men can write for men, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's a dangerous position to take, because then you're going to be blocking people out of jobs, and also, does Lois Lane need to have a female perspective, right? I mean, the movie did pretty well, and I thought she was great. And as a female viewer, I really appreciated her. So, if it was a Lois Lane movie, then that might change things. Am I rooting for any baseball teams? I guess the Yankees for New York City. I guess I also like Pittsburgh. So the Pittsburgh, I went to I'll never forget it. I went to a baseball game in Pittsburgh, the Pirates, and they had, because Pittsburgh is really big into pierogan, they had somebody dressed like as a pierogi mascot running around the bases, and I thought that was fantastic. I like going to a game more than a baseball game more than I like watching a game. I like walking around the stadium. I like all the pomp and circumstance. I like going to get a snack. That to me is more fun than the actual game. I think baseball's kind of boring, I'm sorry to say. But I like football and basketball. Jareem, I probably will watch the Buffy reboot, probably because I want to cover it. Hey, Begius, did you ask a question? Yes, long-time viewer, first-time member. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here. I love it. The guy type says, my brother-in-law loves The Gifted and keeps forcing us to watch it. That's very nice of you to do that for him. Let's see here. Caitlin says, hey Grace, longtime member, not often commenter. That's fantastic. And I love that you have a red badge anyway, a ruby badge. Any news on Wanda Eternals coming back to the MCU? Thoughts on Wiccan Speed casting? Maybe Hulkling next? I would love that. I don't know how the casting's going to work out. I'm not familiar with this new actor. I like the casting for Wiccan a lot, although I do think it's held the character back a little bit, that some people really don't like it. Which is a shame, because I think Wiccan's a great character. So I'm excited for Vision Quest. That's a show I'm looking forward to. And it's been a long time since I've been super excited about something from Marvel, and I think that is that's the next thing I'm excited about from them. Sockley, I'll definitely watch Highlander when the movie's coming out, so I can do my coverage. But I don't. Sometimes I get excited about stuff and I watch it too early, and then I have to watch it close to when I'm going to actually do the coverage. I'm excited about the Scorsese Rock movie too, Ben 10. I want to see The Rock succeed. Madav, how do you not know that Arnold was canceled? He was canceled for cheating on his wife with his, not only cheating on his wife, but with a member of their staff, and he had a child with that member of the staff, and he didn't tell anyone about it, and for years his family with his wife interacted with his illegitimate child without knowing that they were actually related to that child. And that's just, it's not nice, it's weird. This is a problem. It was really bad. I mean, I think Arnold's come back as best that he can. Arnold's a hard worker. The fact that Arnold clawed his way back to where he is now is incredible. And I think it should be, if anybody else needs to crawl their way back, they should take a look at what he's done. But I don't think he's going to get to where he was. No, maybe that's why Arnold's doing okay right now, because you guys don't know that he did that. That's hilarious. That's right, Kareem. His child that he had with this woman looks more like him than any of his children that he had with Maria Shriver. I do have to say that it's been nice to see him, I think he does right by his kids, even though he's just been awful to the women in his life. Like, to do that to Maria Shriver, that's really bad. Xenomorph says, what is Demon Slayer beating all the superhero movies this year mean for Hollywood, and will anime fun? Well, I hope that be taken seriously. I hope that means that the last Airbender movie is going to do well. I'm very excited for a Western animated adult movie to hit theaters. I really feel it, because they're so good, and the fan base, I think, has been growing over like 20 years at this point. I think the Aang Avatar movie, where we finally get to see Aang as an adult in action, I mean, oh my God, if it's good, that could be it could be a huge change in Hollywood. I'm so excited about it. Somebody just had asked, how do you have more action in a movie for less money? Well, animation is a potential thing to do. If they can get people to see animated movies at the level that they do live action. And I think Demon Slayer proved that that's possible. Grits says, I just wanted to say you're one of my favorite channels. That means so much to me, because there are so many channels these days. So I'm really glad I could stay up there as one of your faves. I could have the worst day, and watching your videos never fails to cheer me up. That's so great. You guys cheer me up. I cheer you up. I love this. It's great. Kim, I don't want to see Grant Gustin go into the DCU. I think you got to really split TV and movies. I feel really strongly about that. Hey, Elijah. Sockley, I'm sorry. I just am not into baseball. Oh, Angela. Hey, Angela. Yeah, PNC Park is beautiful. Pittsburgh has the most beautiful sports stadiums. They're such a big sports town, and all their teams have the same color scheme. So you can wear stuff, to all the same stuff to all the games. And it's so cool to be there for a game, because everybody in town will do this mass exodus to the stadium. I've been there to see a football game. It's just really wonderful. They're a great sports town. Peyton says, hey Grace, would you consider reviewing the cutscenes of Resident Evil Requiem? Thanks for asking, Peyton. I'll try and keep more of an eye out on when games are coming out, because Lord knows nobody's really interested in the movie business these days. So maybe looking at cutscenes might be really helpful. So I appreciate you guys pointing that out to me. Deck, I think The Traitors is kind of big in the US, but it's not the biggest show. So I'm glad it's doing so well in the UK. Oh, John, I forgot all about the Thin Man remake. Thanks for bringing that up. The Killing? Are you talking about the Burt Lancaster movie? It's Burt Lancaster, right? I have seen The Killing. That is an incredible movie. I remember just watching the opening scene, if this is the right movie, at a diner where these mob guys are looking for someone, and the lighting on that alone, I was like, this is incredible. It's so exciting, and I wish that they had that kind of thought in movies today. They do in some, but not to that degree. Yeah, I'm a big fan of classic movies. Taver says, thoughts on Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry. Well, it's none of my business, but I do think that it was funny that Katy Perry retweeted the story about herself, of them on the boat together. I thought that was great that she kind of owned it. I thought she handled that really nicely. It made me smile. I was like, you go, Katie. Sarah's loving slow horses. You guys told me, and now I'm telling others. I'm paying it forward. Slow Horses is an incredible show. D. Thomas, I kind of saw the Dunkin' Egg trailer. I didn't have a chance to really look at it. I will cover the show, but I'm not. HBO claims trailers, so the trailer would have to be really big, and even breakdowns. I have to do trailer stills for them and Universal, so it would have to be like a major trailer, and I just didn't see that much traction for Dunkin' Egg. Steven says, do you have an X-Men lineup that you want to see in the MCU? For me, any lineup without Storm, Jean, and Rogue is disappointing. I'm just worried they're going to be kids. I'm real worried they're going to be teenagers. I really don't want that. But let's just see what happens. Batman Arkham, I don't think I can go back and review older games, but perhaps games coming up. Oh, that's The Killers. Thank you. My bad. Let's see here. Thanks, Maria. That's very generous of you. I did not see that show, Carter. I haven't seen the Knights of Guinevere show on YouTube. I'm sorry to say. Alfie says, Stranger Things 5 promo is finally kicking off. Do you reckon it will be Netflix's biggest show of the year? Well, if it's good. I love that you started the show when you were 11 and now you're 19. It's taken them a minute to finish that show. If it's really, really good, it'll be an incredible ride. I hope it is. I think they really made a mistake with the release strategy. So, but we'll see. Joseph says, were you a fan of Dolph Lundgren's Masters of the Universe movie? I don't know if I've ever seen that film. I'll have to check it out. I mean, I know it exists, but I don't think I've ever watched it. Andre, I did see the trailer for Merrily We Roll Along today, and I was so disappointed that it was just a video of the stage show itself instead of a cinematic adaptation. I think that was such a huge mistake. I think very few people are going to watch that. I think that's going to be a spectacular flop. It didn't even seem to have good sound mixing, which was bizarre. Tigress, I didn't know Arnold admits that was a huge life mistake. I mean, I think it's important. I mean, it was so bad. I don't think that absolves him of it, but at least he admitted it. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I mixed up the Killers and the Killing. Let's see here. Hey, Jesus says, hey, Grace, you should wear your Tron outfit for the future Halloween stream. I'm glad you liked my review. I'm not sure if I'll do a live stream on Halloween. I'll have to see what's going on. Oasis, Deadline did not review Wicked. That was, I think, somebody else tweeted me about that, and I told them I think that is just part of Wicked's awards campaign, and that was just an awards pundit for Deadline, just saying nice things about it. I mean, that person's not a professional reviewer. They are doing an article to promote the film for awards season. So I'm glad they had nice things to say, but I wouldn't take that seriously as a review. I didn't see the Sterling Hayden The Killing, I don't think. Let's see. Zare, I'll talk about the Gen V twist in my coverage next week, but I will say that I thought it was brilliant, but I was surprised how many people guessed it in advance, and I think that was a real shame. And that's all I'll say, because Sockley hasn't seen it yet. Hyper, I made a whole video about the potential billion-dollar movies that are left this year, and I think that, Zootopia, Avatar, and maybe Wicked are the best shots. Hey, Shreddy, I think that Warner Brothers is definitely promoting One Battle After Another more. I mean, they are doing some stuff for Sinners, but they definitely are really pushing One Battle After Another. Oh, okay, just a moment. I gotta go in just a second. My favorite Kubrick movie is The Shining, and I'm insulted that more of you have not said that. I love The Shining. Joe Lane, I gave a mini review for The Diplomat. I feel bad you keep asking because it makes me feel like you didn't hear what I said. I said it was really good and had a lot of twists and surprises coming up. Sean, I haven't seen Roofman, but I'll probably watch it on digital when it comes out. I suspect fairly soon. Oasis, I'm not a huge Sabrina Carpenter fan, to be honest with you. I saw her new music video when it dropped, and everybody was making a big deal about it, and I was like, that was not good. So, I don't know. I think I'll probably be interested in seeing her on Saturday Night Live to see if I feel she has any potential beyond being a singer, because I know she really wants to do acting roles. But I'm not a Sabrina Carpenter fan. I mean, I'm nothing against her, but she doesn't get my vote for anything right now. Hey, Chris. Marty, I haven't seen Chad Powers. I have a love-hate relationship with Glenn Powell, and I don't love him enough, and I hate him enough to not watch Chad Powers. And also, some people I know did watch it and were like not impressed and have not gone back to watch it again. Oh, she started out as an actress? You think she'd be better? Oh! I did not care for her music video. Oh, Roofman hits digital on the 11th? That's kind of far away, but I'll be there. Red Ciphers. Okay, says, I'm curious what your thoughts are on Zootopia and Wicked being released so close together. They don't have the same target audience, but could hurt each other's blockbuster potential. Well, they're both family films. I think they're going to coexist just fine. I mean, there's a lot of room for movies during the holidays. People want to go out. They want to get out of the house. They want to take a break from each other when family relatives are visiting. So I think that they can see both, to be honest with you. And I think Zootopia skews a little younger. I think they hopefully will have two hits on our hands. The movie business is in such bad shape right now. I hope every movie that's supposed to come out for the rest of the year is successful. All right, I better get going. I have to jump. I had a lovely time with you guys. I'll have an Oscar video tomorrow. And then, of course, Movie Math on Sunday and lots more coverage coming up. And X-Men Super Vince says, what British actress would you choose for Cheetah or Emma Frost? Well, I liked Rosamund Pike back when Gone Girl came out, but now I think she's aged out of the role. But someone like that I think would be a nice choice. All right, everyone. See you soon. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.